finally addresses all of this talk about Afrika Bambaataa, and I think it was because of this museum that's opening up. A hip hop museum is opening up in New York. It might be the Bronx. I'm going off memory, and people are speaking out against it because they have maybe exhibits in the museum honoring Afrika Bambaataa. Afrika Bambaataa is in cahoots with the people who are throwing it, and Africa, they're not feeling Afrika Bambaataa, especially not in New York. Keep in mind, New York is where they got Charleston White the fuck up out of there. You know what I'm saying? Said no, we all them comments about Asians. People,
I think
we don't
probably got them up out of there, not the people in New York.
Let me just make my point.
Okay.
You feel me? It's the people that talk to politicians, that influence the politicians to maybe throw a monkey wrench on that. Seems like people in New York are vocal because they're coming saying that they don't want the museum to take place because of this shit with Afrika Bambaataa. In fact, Joe has some shit to say about it. So let me go to him. I'll go to the 7-minute and 39-second mark. I'm listening from Chick Smooth took a clip of Fat Joe, and he starts to get into, I guess, the allegations that he's heard from Afrika Bambaataa, man. We'll get into it. Am I sharing with you?
I don't see it. You ain't sharing.
Okay, I ain't share it just yet. Let me go ahead and share it with you right now and not cause too much delay for the audience, because you know me, man. I ain't no goddamn whiz kid with the technology. Okay, here we go. And of course, this has to do with Hassan Campbell, who recently had his page deleted, or not deleted, but let's get into what Fat Joe says from his own mouth. He was saying that people distort the facts, you know, when there's rumors flying around. So here we go.
I've been hearing for the last couple of years, like just before maybe like COVID, that there's rumors that Afrika Bambaataa was, you know, it hurts my heart to even say this. That's why I've never talked about it. But some people are accusing him of being a child pedophile or somebody who used to play with the kids. I wasn't there. I never seen nothing like that. Now, I'm not discrediting anybody who's a victim or anybody who said this really happened, it happened to them. I'm not trying to make you think I know and I was in his bed or I was in his room or I was around stuff like that. Me as a hip hop fan.
Let me say something, bro. People get convicted of crimes all the time by people who wasn't actually there. You don't have to be in the bed to make an inference to say that, you know what, it's a little bit too close. And he said by his own admission that he's had years to research this. I've been researching that shit for years. It was many years ago when I first heard of Hassan Campbell and B. Stinger. And these people tried to get charges against Afrika Bambaataa. There's talks of there being a picture book. There's other people from Bronx River that corroborate these stories about Afrika Bambaataa and young boys. I just think that Fat Joe missed the moment, bro. He had an opportunity to stand against sexual assault. He had a chance to really say, you know what, it's just too close, bro. You know what I'm saying? And Afrika Bambaataa, in my opinion, he's selfish. If he really cared about hip-hop as much as they claim to, or as much they act like they love hip-hop, he would say, you know what, I'm going to resign. I'm no longer on the board. However the fuck he's involved with this. He'll be like, you know
Zulu
what?
Nation? You're talking about with Zulu Nation?
I'm not saying with Zulu Nation. I'm talking about this museum. That's a whole other story. But I'm saying he should remove himself from that situation and let people get their money. Let hip hop get the museum, because you're too much of a distraction with everything that you come with. And Fat Joe, I'm not saying that he's saying that it's okay to do anything. I'm not going in on him like that all crazy, but I'm just saying that it's too close. It seems like he he providing cover a little bit. Now, he did mention at some point that if he's proven guilty, that he's a piece of shit or something like that. Let me go to that part just to be objective. I ain't gonna say like he ain't say nothing condemning sexual assault and stuff like that. It's not like he's down with that. I ain't saying that, but he had enough time to look into this and maybe draw a better conclusion, if you ask me. But here's Fat Joe.
Proven that he's a child pedophile. He's a piece of shit.
Let me back it up a little bit.
Now, for the respect of what he did in Zulu Nation and all that, and I won't say, if it is proven that he's a child pedophile, that he's a piece of shit, he should die. It's a fact. I've always told you that, not about him, about anybody who does that, right? I haven't seen him get locked up. I haven't seen him, and it's not too hard to take a black man to jail for some shit people are saying.
I want to stop him right there. How you feel about that comment? He ain't been locked up, and it ain't too hard to take a black man to jail for some shit that people are saying. How did that touch you? Just want an honest reaction.
Dang, it was a low blow, man, to the community. But yeah, I definitely think to the people who was the victims of, that's claiming this it's hard to hear, because it's like, you don't know their position. You don't know if they like, damn, man, it's a tough situation, man. It's hard to hear Fat Joe even talk about this if he don't got no real facts, or he just, he shouldn't even touched on it if he's not really talking against for the victims. I think
the people compel him to talk on it because he's standing too close to a person that people consider to be a pedophile. And let me respond to how I feel to this. Nobody asked me, but I'm gonna say how I feel about that. What Fat Joe might not realize is, yes, black people do go to jail easier than other races, but it's also hard for us to get people to pay attention to us when we're victims. The victims of Afrika Bambaataa were black guys from the hood, and you're in a community where we don't like snitching. Are we going to sit here and act like it's an easy thing to go to the police about anything as a black man in our community? It's not that easy. And then on top of that, look at what they're going to the police to say. You're a black man that's claiming to be straight, but you're going to go to the police and let the whole world know that another man molested you when you were a teenager. That's not easy. So I could definitely see how Afrika Bambaataa has been able to get away with this for so many years. But after hearing the testimony of B. Stinger and Hassan Campbell and other people that were around in that time frame that heard the rumors, I wasn't there either, but I believe it. I believe it. I wouldn't be doing shit with Afrika Bambaataa. I'm gonna keep it real with you. It's just I got to think about it too long. It's too much going on.
Yeah, too much allegations, y'all.
It's too much going on, dog.
Hey, but they had allegations about Michael Jackson, man. So
no, sometimes allegations are bullshit, but not all allegations is bullshit. You can't say,
yeah, Hassan Campbell is saying like he touched me.
Yeah, and B. Stinger is the same way, bro. That's two people. I watch hours of interviews with Hassan Campbell. That's how I discovered Hassan Campbell, when Star was interviewing him. Much respect to Star, Troy Terrain. That's where I discovered Hassan Campbell. Poppy was the name he was going by then. And he was speaking on the business. Now, granted, Hassan Campbell be saying a lot of bullshit. You can't believe everything he say. But that story, I believe. Do you think that Fat Joe doesn't want to stand by Africa? Or do you think that Fat Joe doesn't want to like talk out against Afrika Bambaataa because of the problems that he's had with Hassan Campbell?
I think Hassan Campbell have said one time he robbed Fat Joe, or you know what I mean? He did some things in the streets to Fat Joe. I've heard him say something like that.
Really?
Yeah.
I never heard that. I got to do some research.
Yeah, he said some things that he did, like, like he used to run down on Fat Joe, so
I don't
think
believe
there was
that
pressure there. Yeah. He could have been just saying that for because Fat Joe got an incredible name in the Bronx. I had a
I
couple
heard
friends
stories
in
from
the
people
Bronx,
down
and they
here about Fat Joe. I'm not gonna put it
so
out there, but I've heard stuff about Fat Joe from years ago, dog. I
but
don't think
it's hard to question Hassan Campbell
Mm.
that he would lie because he's so upfront about things that other people wouldn't talk about. So that he would even say that about getting molested, people have more truth to what he's saying because it's hard to come out with something like that. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
So he's definitely more believable, you know, if he say something because
Yeah.
how he presents himself, you know.
For real. It gains credibility with people. That's why I think that's part of his allure. That's why when he
Yeah.
says like even the conspiracy theory, it'll make people believe it because it's like you're the guy that told the truth about something I would have went to the grave with. There's a lot of that's how a lot of people feel.
Yeah.
Like if you don't keep it real about that, you the realest.
You're right. For real.
Hey, what you think about Hassan Campbell page getting deleted? Do you think it's a ploy for attention, or is this a real thing? Is it censorship, as some is saying?
I think he was eating too good off of it for him to just play like that. I don't know the details, but to me, it just don't sound. It don't sound like he would have wanted to do something like that. He made another page, probably for reasons like this. So I feel like YouTube may have snatched him, man. So we gotta be careful what kind of content we put out there.
Yeah, we do got to be careful. I want to be early in saying that I don't think it's censorship. I don't think nobody's taking his freedom of speech. I think that this is a business making the best decisions for the business. YouTube has guidelines, and I've heard him say a lot of anti-Semitic shit. You know, he a lot of times is advocating for violence. There are times where he's spinning conspiracy theories. These are things that Alex Jones got taken off of YouTube for. Farrakhan got taken off of YouTube for. So when I heard that his page got deleted, I don't know. I'm not, 100% sure that it's true, but it made sense to me. I didn't think it was I didn't really. It didn't seem out of the ordinary for me at all. I was surprised it took that long. So I hope that Fat Joe is not letting his distaste for Hassan Campbell cloud his judgment about Afrika Bambaataa. I would say to Fat Joe, do your research. You're a powerful person. You're very influential. We need you standing up for stuff like that in this space. Hip hop is already, not good with a lot of shit, dog. Like with the homophobia, they don't really speak out against victims. It's rappers that have been convicted of sexual assault and things like that, and it seems like it doesn't even hurt their career at all. You know what I'm saying? This was an opportunity where hip hop could have really stood strong against sexual assault allegations. I know you can't do too much off of just allegations, but these seem more than just mere allegations to me. They really tried to bring charges against Afrika Bambaataa. They got politicians and shit involved. They tried to widen or extend the statute of limitations so that Afrika Bambaataa could get charged for this. So I don't think that they're playing about it. I think there's some truth to the claims. Anything else you want to say about this, Bob?
No, that's it. But to Fat Joe's defense, man, like you said, he probably don't know. I know he in the Bronx, but we got to let him know, like he said, the guy hasn't been charged. I get where you coming from, but we also got to know that there is allegations. We have to let court process do. We can't find somebody guilty before they're even found guilty and just, thinking that, okay, we're going to hold them guilty to something that ain't really, we don't have nothing.
So
factual.
Like you'd invite Zimmerman to the cookout then, you know what I'm saying? Like he didn't do anything wrong, but now in the eyes of some people,
way different. Yeah,
no, I don't think it's that different. Let me explain why it's not that different. You're saying that just because somebody didn't get charged,
in the defense of Fat Joe, no. In the defense of Fat Joe, from what he was saying was that, listen, this man didn't get charged yet. Okay, I don't know how close he.
Oh, well, Jimmy didn't get convicted. I guess he got charged. So you're saying that if somebody gets charged, then you could draw a conclusion. But as long as he didn't get charged, he's in the clear. He's cool.
I ain't saying he's clear. I'm just speaking in his defense. Like, that's what he's saying. Like, hey, man, look, We got this
Does
museum.
that make
this man
sense to you
named
though?
Card.
I'm saying, look, fuck what he's saying. Does that make sense to you? Does that satisfy you?
For him to, that's his defense.
I'm asking
It
you,
don't
nigga.
satisfy me.
You.
I'm talking about in his defense.
I'm
I never
asking
said
you.
me, but
Why
it
you?
wasn't
Why
on
you
me.
can't
I'm
answer?
talking on because
Bro,
it
why
wasn't
you
never
scared
on
to
me.
answer a direct question, bro? I'm asking you.
Because you bringing it on me, and I'm talking
All right,
about
well, let's get
on
out of here,
Fat
dog.
Joe's
You scared
defense.
to answer the question. Let's get out of here, bro.
All right.